course. And now talking about performances, you just spoke about the T20 World Cup in India. Youngsters have taken over, and the likes of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli have not played T20 cricket for a long time. Do you see them featuring in the T20 side, considering also the fact that we have a lot of talent in India? You have seen it, a lot of talent in India, especially in T20, and they have not played any T20 match after the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's balancing workloads and introducing new players at various times, giving the opportunity to blood new players with the amount of cricket that India does play. Virat and Rohit have been incredible superstars of Indian cricket. But the one thing that we have seen is that IPL has produced serious amount of talent for India in this format. I guess the selection panel and the coaches will have to figure out, what type of style they want, what is the squad that they want to take to India to play on those type of pitches. The US is a little bit unknown, the Caribbean we have a little bit more knowledge. But they'll have to see how they compile that squad, and also balancing some experience with youth, also how they go about that.
All right, and now, now since I just wanted to focus on the league, coming back to the league. So South African team has been doing. Will the wait for South Africa's World Cup might be
look, it's you can't get away from it. I mean, South Africa's had a lot of talented teams and lost a lot of semi-finals, I guess. I think there was a lot more positives in this ODI World Cup than people were expecting. I mean, obviously a disappointing semi-final. But I hope that, one of the storylines that came out last year was a lot of our domestic players hadn't played in front of big crowds, hadn't been exposed to international broadcast. So I'm hoping that SA20 in many ways will expose players to a level of pressure, the top international talent. It will lift the game in South Africa and keep our players strong and expose them to a tournament at this level where they're consistently being put under pressure, that when those crunch moments come, in a World Cup semi-final, hopefully in the next T20 World Cup, that they'll have so much experience and have been there and done that before, that they'll just go out and play their best game. So we hope that we can really benefit South African cricket through the platform that SA20 is creating for our players.
Right, and talking about as you said, the World Cup is being played in the United States of America, a completely new market for cricket to explore, a new target audience as well, you can say. Having said that, LA 2028 we will also have Olympics being played in the United States of America. So how do you see cricket going to a new country altogether, United States?
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, this, Test cricket is something we all want to protect, but it's never going to be a game that's going to be more than a 6, 7, 8 nation, format. And I think the ICC can protect that format and keep that traditional element of our game strong. But I think T20 cricket is the growth into the future. It's growth into new markets. It's as you say, you've mentioned LA 28. T20 cricket's going to be there. The Major League cricket has started. So there's a big push to, with the World Cup around the corner, to attract new nations to the game, to grow into other formats. So, yeah, it's exciting to see. We obviously want to see cricket grow. We want to see cricket strong. I think cricket really has the opportunity to challenge football in terms of a global sport. So, I'm excited to see how that all goes.
One last question. If cricket is part of Olympics, how do you see that cricketers contributing to their country's medals tally? Like Indian players, Australian players, South African players, they can contribute to the country's medals tally, and that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, I mean, what an opportunity. I mean, I think just before I started playing for South Africa won a Commonwealth gold medal, and I, listening to the guys going there and how much they enjoyed it, and being a part of, this huge event and alongside the athletes as well, and being part of that sort of, team going into those massive events. I mean, being a part of an Olympic, team can only be incredible. So, LA 28 is going to be a very interesting time to be a cricketer and to be exposed to Olympics.
Perfect.